Welcome back to Wallaby Racing League Tier 2 at Monza. Um, One of the last races this week, so the championship can be wrapped up. I've got some stats here once I find them. But first we'll go through the grid. We have got, I believe, Bremer in the kick. We've got Maxi Boy in the Mercedes, Coda in the Haas, Carl and I believe that's Toast in the Aston. Got Broadster, Palms, Dr. Mitz, Plugger, Formula Fish, Magic Shot, and then we've got Joyful, look out for him, Aussie Monero, Osgo Khan, Tudor, Squash Josh, Jerobot, Wolfenhoof, Aban and Shifty Wizzer. So it is a pretty tight grid, as we all know. Tier 2 is very, very close. Just gonna get these stats up. As we watch, I believe, Bremer on his outlap. So it's between Broadster and Uffenhoof at the moment for the championship, the Red Bull versus the V-Carb. Broadster needs to outscore Uff by 14 points to win the championship today. So that means if Broadster wins, Uff needs a podium to keep it alive. But if Uff doesn't finish up the podium, yep, there it is. So if Uff doesn't finish on the podium, then Broadster wins. So very, very high stakes here tonight. And right on board with Bremer for first lap of the session. G'day Grizz. Grizz the goat. Alright, coming up to turn 1, he brakes very late, locks the fronts, but first getting stopped fairly nicely. Yuki's not my goat either, don't worry. But Bremer's burning a lot of battery in this first sector now, 50%. At this point I'd say you want to be about 60, but he knows a lot more than me, I'd say. Coming into the two Lesmos, he does invalidate just on the exit. But looks like a pretty sketchy sector 1 there. Right on board with Maxi Boy. You do feel free to jump on comms, mate. Feel free. Let's chuck a message in the Wallaby chat and see if I'll let you in. So, Bremer has come back into the pits. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yuki. Hold on, let me not Google, I'm definitely not Google, don't mind me. As Maxi Boy has invalidated his lap as well. Just bear with Yuki. No, Grizz, no, there's a cooldown. You gotta wait. We've got Formula Fish on pole, so that's something you don't see too often. And there it is, Carl goes pole, but not by much. Right now there's 400ths between P2 and P4, as Uff, when it matters most, has taken pole by 0.6 of a second, so not sure if he had a toe or what the go was there, but it's a pretty good lap from him. What dad joke should we do? Alright, here we go. Yuki, knock knock. Knock knock. Brittany. Brittany who? Just to speed this up. Britney Spears. Knock knock. Again. Oops. I did it again. Hey. Hey. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Yuki. Mate, I'm not skillsy. You got a skillsy dad joke and I'm not skillsy, so I'm not sure what you expected. But Brodster has bottled quality, it looks like. He's down in 20th, hasn't set a lap, so I think he's invalid. Yes, he has it, bottom right. Yuki, normally when you say someone's name, you say something after that. You know? Just waiting for you to say something. No, there's a cooldown. No. I'm scared. You gotta wait until at least after quality. At least. Jerobot goes 13th with a 19.1. There's not many people on laps at the moment. Bremer is on his lap, so we'll watch him now. Again, burning a lot of battery in the sector 1. Locks the tyres again. Locks the brakes. A little bit of wheel spin on exit, but gets the power down pretty nicely. Burning all the battery up through this next chicane. He's got 45 left. So again, that's even less than what he had before. 35% coming into Lesmos. It's a bit wide there, misses the apex by a mile. Makes sure not to invalidate, but leaves a lot of time in the exit there. He's got 20% coming into Ascari, which isn't too much. You want a lot more. I think I'm lagging. I think that's on my hand. I hope. He's got 8% battery, so he's going to be losing a lot of time down this straight here. He's not using it either. See, bringing the battery up to the line. And he goes to... what has happened to the stream? Why is it pinged twice? But yeah, he goes... Wee. Don't know if you can do that, mate. Yeah. It's an interesting line through turn 1. Is he possibly trying to get 4 runs in? Maybe, so it's just cutting the track to make up some time. Who knows? Who knows what goes on in that man's head? See if he cuts this corner. In for it. Naughty, naughty, Bremer. Naughty, naughty. Anyway, Joyful's left, so I'll chuck him an invite. Bear with. I love communicating with online services. Who doesn't? I'm gonna go crazy. Where's Joyful? Not here. Whoa, Broadster goes pole. With a 17.6 there on the mid-session lap. 4 tenths ahead of off in P2. So he's finally stepped it up. Trying to see who else is on the lap. Carl looks to have just finished on P4 with an 18.2. This goes on a lap, so we'll let him roll with him. I'll try and get Trophy. Has he backed out? He was on none. He is on none. Still looks to be pushing quite a bit. We'll see what happens. Coming through Ascari now. Takes out pretty nicely. He's got a lot of battery left over. He looks like Joyful isn't really doing back. But we'll see. Let's go up to the line now. And he goes... Oh, he doesn't improve by 7/100ths of a second. So he's still P7 with an 18.3. Looks like Plugger has just finished a lap, gone 15th, up behind Two-Door. How is that even possible? How are you slower than Two-Door? Alright, trying to get Joyful back in. Alright. Shifty is 10th down on his lap, but I dare say he's coming to the pits. There he is. Jerobot, half a tenth down on his time. Looks like he's on a lap though. 50% battery on the exit of the two Lesmos. Through Ascari, leaves quite a bit of room on the inside there, but gets a nice exit, got 20% battery left. So he's going to be losing a bit of time here just from the battery alone. But 5th gear through Parabolica and up through the line. He goes P16, so just ahead of Coda. Yeah, the middle and final sector really made up for his first, it looks like. So just while we've got a bit of downtime, we have got Brodstein P1 by over 4 tenths, so almost half a second to Uffenhoof. And then we've got Bremer, got Aussie Monero, Formula Fish, Calfanesa, Osgo, Palms, Magic Shot, Joyful. That is the top 10 separated by half a second if you ignore Brodster just way out the front. But then we've got Maxi Boy, Josh and A-Ban and Two-Door separated by pretty much half a tenth. Then we've got Plugger Jerobot who's just finished his lap. He should have enough time to make it back in. Then we've got Coda in the other Haas. And then behind them is Toast, Shifty, and Dr. Mitz. Shifty is very low. I would have thought that he'd be a little bit higher up. But he is very strong in race, so look out for that. We've got a McLaren and I believe an Alpine just coming into pits. As I think Jerobot's starting a lap now, so never mind, he's just left. Where has that man gone? His car's just disappeared from the track. There we go. So, final laps in quali now. Should see everyone that's in the lobby start to come out the pits. Hello, Bremer. Leaving to say good out. Man is pretty promising in terms of pace, but he's got pretty unlucky in a lot of races, so for him it's really do or die. He's either up there or not. But who do we want to run on board with for the last lap? Someone give a name. If not, we're going to be on Osminera. Alright, with a minute 20 left, he's going to be starting his lap now with a little tow for the Alpine behind of, I believe, Palms. So that might help him if he's close enough. But look at this massive train, sort of down towards Ascari, Parabolica, that little straight in the middle. There's so many cars right in the middle there. We might see some cars try and get a bit of a tow as I'm trying to find a good angle. That'll do. We'll run on board with Oof as Bremer has retired on track. Is that a crash? Red Bull. Where's the other Red Bull? What's that? Let's see if there's any time markers. We just drove into a wall on the outside there. But we'll finish this lap with Broadster. Very hesitant on throttle. Coda seems to have been now just in front of Broadster again, so he's using the force and he's backed out. What has happened to Coda? In it on a wall somewhere. But let's see Issues just finishing a lap now. It is. He's dead even on his time. See where he finishes, coming across the line now. And he improves to 4th. We have got the Red Bull of Magic Shot getting a tow from Broadster. He improves to 7th. We've got a Mercedes Maxi Boy coming across the line, goes 10th. We've got for that Dr. Mitz going 17th. There's a lot happening at the moment. A V-carb doesn't improve. We've got a McLaren. Josh goes 13th. Oh my god, how did Shifty 12th? We've got another Mercedes Plugger 11th. Two-door going 13th. Two Aston's Toast going 20th. Car going 6th. An A-Bang going 9th. And I believe that was Osco going 8th. Ozzy Minero finishing his lap and P3. G'day Oblivion. Oblivion Adams in the chat. Yeah, Broadster just pole by 4/10 on his mid-session lap. That's tier 1 behaviour right there. Super close grid though. As Plug is left, I won't be able to send him an invite until we're in the lobby. But yeah, the biggest gap is P11 to P12, which is a tenth and a half if you ignore this one right here. 4/10 from Broadstone to Oof. G'day Cooper. How you going, mate? Cooper the bottle job. I'm just going to restart this. As it looks a little bit overcast. Might see some rain. Yeah, going good, Cooper. Going good, mate. Just, yeah, not going to say it here. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I'll try and get these two Plugger and Osgo back in. Anyway. Yeah, you two can have your little date and chat. But I believe we're about to go green. Yes, you can, Lefty. As why? Okay. Didn't let me pause before, so that's my bad. Where is he? There he is. As lights are on, and they are finally off. A good start at the back for, I believe, the Aston. A good start from Uff as well. Broad's on the inside, and there's Chaos further down. That's an Alpine way off the track. I'm trying to... What has happened there? They're like 4 wide inside of each other. Shocking start for Broadster. Never mind. I'm looking at the wrong thing. My game is messing up bad. That's Bremer with damage. Broadster's just starting to drive away. There's more chaos down the back. That's Poms on the inside of Bremer. Bremer with the damage. But looks a bit of a chaotic start there. There's a big gap further down between the 3 AIs. I have sent Oscar an invite. But Brodster just starting to drive away now. Got possible overtake, squash shot onto Magic Shot. So maybe Magic just didn't have his battery on and got caught off guard a little bit there. There's overtakes a little bit further down. We have got Coda and Maxi Boy side by side into turn 1. There's a bit of a lock up further up as well. That's Poms going deep. Bremer gets through. What is with these camera angles? I cannot see anything. Got Toodle looking up the inside of Dr. Mitz. I'm lagging pretty bad. We've got Joyful on the inside of Carl. I think Carl might have had a bit of a moment there coming through the exit. Does try and have a bit of a look, but can't do anything about it. And Wolf has almost broken DRS to Formula Fish, and he's almost caught DRS of Broadster. So 2 championship leaders getting very close together. There's an overtake between, I think it was Toast and Maxi. As we'll see if Fish does get DRS. And it's really close, but I don't think he does. Even though he's got a lot more battery, he's chosen not to use it. But Wolf doesn't have it either. So these two have just burned their tyres and all the battery. Fish trying to use his tyres just to keep up. As Coda gets past Magic Shot, trying to catch the DRS of Shifty as well. See what he's left, so check it number. That's 4 people leaving the lobby already, so there may be an issue with the lobby. Keep an eye on it. I've got no idea if I've got Maxi added. I do. But Tudor down in 15th, under pressure from A-Ban, even though they've both got DRS, but Tudor's just in none, so they might have some damage. Possibly, I'm just trying to have a look. Looks like he does on the left side. Try and get a better angle. That's even worse angle. He does on the left side, so that might be why they're struggling for pace, apart from being super washed. Shifty has just broken that gap to Coda even more now, so they can just drive away. But we could see an overtake here. Poms onto Bremer. Osgo onto Tudor. Tudor's just letting everyone through. As Maxi Boy has joined back, but it is very late. So Mercedes 19th and 20th at the moment. If Dante's in the chat. Send Plager an invite. Alright, it's Plager offline. Here he is. So these front two are getting very close now. Very, very close. Did he look for a move up the inside? Not quite. He's going to have DRS now onto this straight. They both have quite a bit of battery, so he's not going to make it easy. He is burning to keep in front. And if it's just sitting behind, battery on medium, now none. Just to kind of put him under a bit of pressure, make him burn his battery. Got Toast getting the move done onto Bremer. There's overtakes further down as it looks like Dr. Mitz onto A-Ban. Gets the move done. On my end it looked like there was a little bit of contact, but I don't know if that was just lag, if there actually was contact. There's 2 separate packs now. There's P1 all the way down to P10, and then it's P11 all the way down to about P18, but there is a break between Magic Shot and Coda. I think Magic Shot has got a bit of damage on the right side. Yes, he does. So it looks like another victim of turn 1. Yellow flag further back. I think Plugger's just taking control and it's shoved him right into the wall. And it's a VSC. Cheers for that, Plugger. Thanks, mate. But I wonder if we'll see anyone start to come into the pits. 2 leaders stay out. Anyone with a lot of damage should be pitting. I know Brenda's got a lot of damage, but he's not coming in. Coda's decided to pit, same with Magic Shot. And Dr. Mitz A-Ben stays out. Osco stays out. And Toodle comes in as well. So, all the guys with quite a bit of damage seemed to have come in towards the back. It's a wing change for the Red Bull and the Ferrari. I think. And the kick of Toodle. Plugger gets a drive through. Interesting line there, mate. Very interesting line. But yeah, Plugger's got a drive through, so he's going to have to serve that within the next couple of laps. Oof looks to go for the move, but Brodster goes defensive just to kind of block him off. That's a lot of weaving. Careful there, Brodster. So we might see a bit of an overtake now. They should have recharged their battery on that lap, but Brodster's got less battery now than what he did before. He is all over the place. Just trying to break the slipstream. Toodle gets past Plugger. Toodle, my goat, down in 19th. Osgo onto Aban, gets the move done. So got Maxi onto Jerobot, that gets done as well. Standard DRS overtakes in the middle of the pack. Communicating, thank you. But what was I saying, Quali? Shifty is a very strong race pace. He's up 3. Joyful's up 6. Plugger gets a 10-second and retires. There it is. Anyway, Toast up 9 as well, but a horrible little race start there from Magic Shot and Toodle. Down 11 and 5. So we might see a bit of an overtake here again. He's very close this time. Oof. Got about the same battery, but he has got DRS. It looks like Brooksy gets the better exit. Is he burning? Looks like they both are. Toodle gets 3 seconds of multiple warnings. Still my go, don't worry. Thank you, communicating. Alright. Oof, around the outside, Brodster on the inside. They are sticking it. Now on the inside, gets the move done. Looks nice, but is Brodster going to have a little look back onto Oof? He did, but there's not much he can do. Neither of them have too much battery left. Aussie Monero is very close to Formula Fish now. Throwing this whole pack up. This pack is very close. I'm just going to get to leader. So there's about 4 seconds separating P1 and P10, which is quite a bit, but not too much, as there's an Aston looking for a move there. It's going to be Carl. Just looking for a way past Joyful. I'll just go onto Aban in the end of the DRS straight, still with 100% battery. We'll see another overtake here. Looks like he's going for it. Brodster onto Oof, going up the inside, just on the DRS and letting him go. Oh, there's a McLaren looking up the inside of the kick. That was Josh. Inside of Bremer. Remember, Bremer does have that damage on the left side. It looks pretty bad as well, so he might see that and just want to get past pretty quickly. He's burning the battery, looking up the inside. Is he going to send it? Not quite, but Bremer has a bit of a rear lock. That allow Josh up the inside. Yes, it can. Are they going to get the move done without contact? There's contact. Josh shoves him well off the road, and Bremer's in the wall. So that's a VSC there, and Bremer's got even more damage now. That might not look too great on Josh's resume there. So Hey, I'll just shove this man off the wall, off into the grass, and then he just went into the wall. Oh, could also be on Bremer. Who knows? I mean, you gotta go past him, mate. So that's ruined Bremer's race. That's going to be a VSC, so some of these guys are going to start to pit. No, Broadstone will stay out. Aussie Monero, Joyful, and Carl and Shifty and Poms, they all come into the pits for fresh tyres. It is about the pit window, so I'm not sure why they stayed out. Broadstone and Oof. Remember, Oof needs a podium to keep it alive. I completely agree. Dynasty. Oh no. Coda, Shifty, and Josh get drive-through penalties under that VSC, which is super, super unfortunate. I guess that was the pit exit. So I guess that's the only reason why you don't pit. There's a Haas spun into the wall. Let's see if he has any damage. Show us a good camera angle, please. What is this? There it is. He has got quite a bit of damage on that right side, so he's gonna have to pit and fix that fairly soon. We've got Wolf and Brosa coming into the pits now, and Formula Fish, and Josh and Shifty coming in to serve their drive-through. So Toast is actually going to take the lead of this race, but he does have to pit. He started on hard, so it wasn't quite pit window for him. But it's Toast and Osgo at the moment. Shocking turn 1 and 2. Even worse turn 1 and 2. Where are you off to? But provisional lead at the moment is actually Aussie Monero, with Joyful in P2 and Carl in P3. That train is almost broken between Broadster and Poms, and then Broadster and Oof. So the kicks quite far down. Same with the two Hasses, they are last and second last. Just trying to see if there's a close battle, but it doesn't really look like it at the moment. Some people have pit, others haven't. Got Formula Fish on Squash Josh, just letting him through. And he lets Shifty through as well. They get pretty close to touching there. Maybe Josh had a bit of a moment. Wait, they didn't pit. Josh and Shifty didn't pit under that VSC, so they've still got 10 lap old tyres. What's the go there? I thought they both pit under the VSC. I think I might have been wrong. We got Poms under pressure from Broadster. Poms stand on the inside, Broadster on the outside. They'll try and get the exit. Might look like it. Back in 1 second. So, Broadster's getting pretty impatient behind these guys. You might think that he's a little bit quicker. Wants to make his way through fairly soon. Same with Oof. So Oof and Broadster both need to make their way through the field. Remember, Oof needs that podium to keep it alive in the championship, as Bremer gets the 3 second. Apologies. This group has come close to some overtakes. The last couple of laps, as here we go. Roadster onto Carl. He's just let him through. Dare say he's going to let Wolf through as well. That was some crazy lag there. He's just letting Wolf through. Doesn't want to kind of impede this championship fight. Thank you, communicating. Aussie Monero has now broken DRS to Joyful, so might see another overtake here between Broadster and Joyful. Looks like the inside, but just slots back in. So Josh gets 3 seconds way down there in 17. So this is looking like a good race for Aussie Monero. So good chance of some points here. Good chance of a win, even. It's been fun. Haven't pit yet. So Ulf is just sitting behind, getting his battery, just chilling. As he knows, his main rival here is Broadstar. Doesn't want to do anything too crazy. Broadstar's burning the battery. Joyful's only got 30% left in the tank. So it should be pretty easy down this pit straight here. But we'll see if Ulf can get through as well. I feel like this will be a good angle to watch it from. Magic Shots crashed. Oh wow, that's a big crash there. He'll just stop on track. His wheel is still in the wall. That's a full safety car. So Osco would actually be loving life. Toast not so much, it's just pit. But yeah, Osgo will keep the lead. Osgo will keep the lead. Fresh mediums as well, assuming everyone else around him pits. Cheers for that, y'all. He won't get a season ban. Toast gets a drive-through for speeding under safety car. Not sure what's happened there. But that'll definitely spice it up a little bit. Between Broadstown and Wolf, the two championship rivals. I wonder if these guys will all pit with the front. Let's go 100% will pit. Most likely. If he doesn't, then it's a bit of a bobble. And he hasn't pit yet, he still has to pit to mediums and softs. This back here, I'm interested about. Aussie Monero comes in, Proster stays out, Joyful stays out, Wolf is in. So that's the championship fight up there between Wolf and Broadster. He get held a bit. Let's go in the pits. He is, so he might lose a couple of positions there as well. Should come out fairly high up the order. It's only P7. Remember, he needs a podium. I'll say it again, he needs a podium to keep his championship hopes alive, basically. If Broadster wins. Shifty comes back into the pits. What are you cooking, my guy? Is he gonna go softs? Has he used mediums? He's gone too hards. Fair enough, you were on fresh mediums, but that works, I guess. Mega last. So Joyful has also stayed out with Broadstar. So it's going to be a good good sign for Broadstar actually. He knows that there's someone behind him on even older tyres who might hold everyone up quite a bit. And might just be able to get away with it. Drive off into the sunset like he did on that first stint. Like he started to before we've caught him up again. Toast is actually quite high from where I expected him to be. Hit the lap before the safety car. And comes out in P4. So very good stint there from him on the hards. Also a good race from Dr. Mitz. Up in 10th now, so I think he started... See where he started. He started 18th, ends up in 10th. Really good race there from him. But yeah, Toast, you can't ignore him. Up 16 positions, started last, now in 4th. But he does have a penalty, so it'll be iffy. Let's see if he gets a good result by the end. I'm just going to get a drink while in the safety car. I'll be back in a second. So, safety car should be in this lap. It should be about 7 or 8 laps left to go. So just know it's going to be a car park right at the front here. Broadstone is restarts. Keeping the speed at it somewhat consistent. I was going to say mid 90 to about 100, but 110 seems like his number that he's going with. Let's have a look towards the back. Definitely looks not too quick, but we'll see when he goes. Still at about 110 and is gone halfway through the corner. So see if there's any overtakes further down. Oscar's right on the back of Joyful. Burning the battery, they both are. Wolf gets past Carl as well, further down. Shocking angle. Oscar around the outside, which is going to turn into the inside for turn 2. Shoves Joyful wide and gets the move done. That allows Toast to have a little bit of a look around the outside now. Gets that done. wonder if Aussie Manero will have another look at him as well. Not quite. I saw some overtakes further down. Bremer and Eben getting very close. Dr. Mitz, I think he got a bit of damage there on his left side. Due to the contact there. Shifty has a little look on Coda, but can't get that done. Quite a few overtakes already on this opening lap. Toast is very close to Osgo through Ascari. 3/10 gaps further down. I wonder if we'll see anyone go for an overtake. Dr. Mitz gets 3 seconds. Possibly due to that wing damage not helping. So if there's going to be an overtake, I'd dare say to be about here, as Carl has lost a few places. Not Carl, sorry. Toast has come into the pits. Got Aussie Monero up the inside of Joyful. Oh, he tries to still keep it on the inside for turn 2. He ends up spinning Aussie Monero around. So this is good for Broadster. Does go out the front. If gets the move done there. Aussie Monero seems to get the move done onto A-Band, but locks up. Into the second chicane. Looks up the inside there, but nothing comes of that. I think I saw some damage. Yeah, there's damage for Joyful there on his right side. And Nero, is there any damage? There's not, but I think I saw some on Carl as well. No damage there, but he does go for the move. Joyful on 15% battery compared to Carl's almost 60. Got Maxi Boy and Tudor going side by side. Tudor around the outside. Can he keep it? They're still going at it, but there's moves up here as well. Is there 3 wide coming into turn 1? Get this angle of it. Joyful looks to move a little bit under braking there. Tudor lets Josh through. Looks like Shifty's having a bit of a look as well. Joyful's down a couple of positions. I think he had a bit of a moment on exit. Toast has retired in the pits, and Evan has just got past Joyful as well. So not a good start there from Joyful. With that wing damage on his right side. Tudor possibly looking for a bit of a move onto Maxi, but he needs to save that battery. They're both on 20%. We see a move here onto this RS straight. Doesn't quite look like it so far, but Wolf is now in the podium spots with Broadstand P2, so at the moment it is still alive for Wolf. Osgo's going to want to do everything he can. Never mind, I think he gets hit on the inside there from Broadstar. Goes down to P6. Doesn't get the DRS. Oof, does. Is spinning the battery. He's going to look for a move onto Broadstar. He's going to go around the outside, which is going to turn to the inside unless he tries to get the exit. Now just slots in behind him. Carl actually starts to go for it onto Oof, but exit doesn't quite work in his favour. A lot of low battery cars in this pack here. Fish is the highest. Never mind, Carl is actually the highest in those 6-lap hards. 80% battery. It's really good there from him. Good opportunity with 4 laps to go. As we've actually gone for it on Broadstar. Would that be a little bit of a bottle there? Broadstar just letting him through before the DRS hit straight. Carl looks for a move onto Broadstar. Nothing quite going there. Formula Fish gone on the inside of Osgo. Both burning on the straight. Looks like Osgo got the better exit. Are we going to see Broadster onto Oof now? Looks like we are. Oh, Oof into the inside, back to the outside. It's going to be the inside of turn 2. Broadster gets a really nice switchback there. There's a little bit of contact between them. And Broadster swings it around the outside and manages to get the lead back. Got Aussie Monero onto Bremer. A lot of moves in this sort of battle pack here. Osgo's very close to Poms now, 2/10 separating him. But as I say that, there's now 3/10 separating everyone else. Possibly because of the DRS. Is Oof going to look for a move? Not quite, but Carl may have brown pants there. Someone lifting on the straight, you don't want that. But Carl still with 75% battery. Rod still with 80. Is Carl going to look for a move at the inside? Not quite. Going to wait for the DRS as I think Poms went a little bit wide, allowing Osgo to get up the inside now. The drag race, and he does get the move done. Off onto Brodson now. Around the outside. And he is fully ahead. There's contact further down. And that is Formula Fish seem to be spinning A-Ban. I think that was Bremer going off track as well. Squash Josh going around the outside of A-Ban now after that little spin. He might have an illegal overtake. He's got a lot of damage on the left side. I don't know about a lot, but there is damage on that left side for A-Ban. And back up the top. We're going to see an overtake here. Looks like we are. He's on none, but he's being bum drafted. So if they do keep playing games, this is going to go Carl's way if he plays it right. These two are just messing around as Joyful gets a 3-second now, gaining P11. Carl looking up the inside. Broster goes defensive and offensive in the same move. Now 4/10 separating Carl and Oof, the top three. So Broster's going to get it done now, but is Carl going to follow them through? Now 2 laps left to go. Moves further down as well. Defensive moves there as we got the Alpine of A-Ban up the inside of Joyful. There's a little bit of contact between them. Shift his POV of this. This isn't going to go well though. Not a good idea here. We'll see a little bit of contact. Shifty on the outside, decides to tuck in. There's a bit of contact behind with Jerobot and Tootle. Tootle losing out massive from that. Now with a lap and a half to go, they need to start playing some DRS games. Both the top two on 100%. Carl with 67, 6-7. Pom's looking up the inside there, just trying to scare him a bit. As we got Bremer and Josh both off track. Bremer's in the wall, and he is out of the session. So another incident there with Josh and Bremer. But we can't look at that for too much longer as we're coming on to the last lap now. Ross has got 40% battery. Burn it all, I'd say, down this straight. Same with Oof. Is he going to look for the move? Not quite. Doesn't really need to worry about Carl behind for another 7/10. Go down to about 5, I reckon. 3-1 to turn 1 in this middle pack, and Dr. Miss has been spun. Jerobot up the inside of Maxi now. They're still side by side. But we're going to have to look up a little bit higher as A-Ban and Josh start to go side by side. Nothing happens there. Now, this is one of the most important parts of the race here, the last couple of laps. Last couple of corners on the last lap. Wolf does have more battery. Is he going to save it for straight between Parabolica and Ascari? Looks like he is. He's got almost 30% more than Broadster. Remember, he just needs a podium to keep it alive. But it looks like Carl is going to have a little bit of a look as well. Can't quite get the move done. Going to be a drag race up to the line between these two. And that is Broadster on the 16 lap hards coming across the line in P1, Wolf in P2. Got Carl in P3, so that's the podium there. Let's see if there's any overtakes further down. It doesn't quite look like it. So, very eventful safety car restart. Ever since that safety car restart, very eventful race there between the top, say about the top 10. As we get grittied by Broadster, my goat. So there's Broadster as the race winner. Fastest lap actually goes to Formula Fish. So it seems to have picked up a little bit of pace towards the end of the season. Driver of the day, Aben, and most overtakes and cleanest driver goes to Osgo. Try and get the results with 10 seconds left. So that's Broadster P1, Uf P2, and then Carl P3.